Final high-rise battle of 2021 event by Colton Dennis. Crowd cheering. Hello everyone and welcome to Final High-Rise Battle. We have two great matches for you tonight. We have the vacant ladies title on the line. In a 10-woman battle royal, said announcer number 1. That's right, tonight we'll find out who will be our 4th ladies champion ever, said announcer number 2. But first, we have a number 1 contenders match between the Hood and the Stalker, said announcer number 1. But will the Stalker be able to fight? Especially after what the Hood did to him, said announcer number 2. The Jackal appears, walking down the ramp wearing a referee shirt. I just wonder how the Jackal will feel, especially being in the same ring with the Hood after what he did to the Jackal, said announcer number 1. Bell dings. This match is scheduled for one fall and is a number 1 contenders match for the mixed gender tag team championship. Introducing the competitors. First in the ring, the Hood and his opponent, the Stalker. Crowd looking at the stage. And his opponent, the Stalker, said announcer number 3. Backstage appears. Help, help, over here, said Hope appearing. People running into the locker room. The Stalker appears laying through a table in the locker room. Paramedics kneeling next to the Stalker. The Hood appears smiling. The Jackal looks at the Hood. The Hood continues smiling, then starts laughing. Oh God, what's gonna happen now? We were supposed to have a number 1 contenders match for the mixed gender tag team championship, said announcer number 1. I really hope the Stalker is all right. And look, the Hood is laughing. What a pathetic man, said announcer number 2. The Jackal walks towards the Hood. The Hood rolls out of the ring, then raises his arms. Hold up, Hood. Since you don't like to have a fair match and like to attack people from behind, there's an old expression. And quat, karma is a bitch. And quat, so the Hood, you'll be in a match right now. And if you win, you'll be the number 1 contender. But Hood, if you lose, you'll be fired. Oh, and by the way, Jackal, you could still be the special guest referee for this match. The Hood yelling. James starts to walk away, then stops. Oh, by the way, this is your opponent, said James. Music playing. Hellfire appears, then walks down the ramp. The Hood slides into the ring. Hellfire stops next to the ring, grabs the top rope, pulls himself up into the ledge of it, then goes into the ring. Are you ready? Ready? Ring the bell, said the Jackal. Bell dings. Hey, come on. This ain't fair. Come on, wait. Please wait, said the Hood. Hellfire walks towards the Hood, then goes to punch him. The Hood ducks, then punches Hellfire a few times. Hellfire looks at the Hood. The Hood's eyes widen. Hellfire does a throat thrust onto the Hood. The Hood falls onto the mat, rolls outside of the ring, waves at Hellfire, then starts walking up the ramp. 1, 2, 3, 4, said the Jackal. The Hood looks back. The Hood just realized he'll be fired if he doesn't get back into the ring with Hellfire, said announcer number 1. Wouldn't be a loss of a superstar though, said announcer number 2. The Hood walks up the steel stairs, then looks at Hellfire. Get him back, said the Hood. The Jackal looks at Hellfire. Can you step back please? He won't step backwards, said the Jackal. The Hood walks onto the ledge of the ring, then stops. Crowd chanting, and quat, hurt him, and quat. The Hood looks at the crowd. Shut up, said the Hood. Hellfire approaches the Hood, grabs his head, then throws him over the top rope. The Hood groaning. Hellfire picks up the Hood, then bounces his head off the turnbuckle. The hood, groaning, then gets another throat thrust. Hellfire whips the hood. The hood goes into the opposite corner hard, then lands onto the mat. Hellfire, smiling, picks up the hood, puts him into the corner, then continuously punches him. "Hey, 1, 2, 3, said the jackal. Hellfire stops, turns around, then looks at the jackal. The jackal walks backwards. Hellfire turns back to the hood. The hood kicks Hellfire in his stomach, then punches him a few times. Hellfire, walking away, then turns around. The hood drop kicks Hellfire, then covers him. Hellfire throws the hood off himself. The hood punches Hellfire a few times, bounces off ropes, then runs at Hellfire. Hellfire boots the hood. The hood rolls out of the ring. Hellfire goes through the middle rope, approaches the hood, grabs his head, then bounces him off the steel stairs. The hood falls onto the floor. Hellfire picks up the hood, then throws him into the ring. The hood rolls towards the other side of the ring. Hellfire walks around the ring, then approaches the hood. The hood looks at the other side of the ring, doesn't see Hellfire, then turns around. Hellfire punches the hood. The hood groans. Hellfire lifts the hood up, then drops him onto the barricade. 6, 7, said the jackal. Hellfire rolls into the ring, then back outside. The hood, groaning, gets picked up, then slid into the ring again. Hellfire slides into the ring, then covers the hood. 1, 2. The hood kicks out. 2. Hellfire looks at the jackal. 2. Hellfire, said the jackal. Hellfire picks up the hood, then bounces him off the ropes, then bends over. The hood kicks Hellfire's chest, then leans onto the ropes. Hellfire, staring at the hood. The hood, groaning, looks at the screen, then sees Hellfire standing behind him. Hellfire continues staring at the hood. The hood turns around. Hellfire grabs the hood by his throat. The hood grabs the top rope. Let go. 1, 2, 3, said the jackal. The hood kicks Hellfire in his knee. Hellfire lets go of the hood, then turns around. The hood jumps onto Hellfire's back. Hellfire tries shaking the hood off his back, looks around, then approaches the corner. The hood shaking his head. Hellfire rams the hood into the corner. The hood groans, then falls into the corner. Hellfire turns around, then does a throat thrust onto the hood. The hood falls onto the mat. Hellfire walking away. The hood slowly stands up in the corner. Hellfire runs, then does a corner body splash onto the hood. The hood falls onto the mat again. Hellfire walks away again. Hellfire is really taking it to the hood, said announce number 1. Definitely. But you have to say, he deserves this, said announcer number 2. Hellfire runs, does another corner body splash onto the hood, walks away a third time, then looks at the hood. The hood walks out of the corner. Hellfire lifts up the hood, does a sidewalk slam, then covers him. 1, 2. The hood kicks out. 2. Hellfire stands up, goes through the middle ropes, then climbs up the turnbuckle. The hood is slowly standing up, then turns around. Hellfire jumps off the top turnbuckle, does flying clothesline onto the hood, then covers him. 1, 2. The hood kicks out. 2, said the jackal. Wow. The hood is hanging in there, said announcer number 1. I might hate him, but I have to admit, you're right, said announcer number 2. Hellfire stands up, then raises his right hand. The hood slowly stands up, turns, then jumps through the middle rope. No way. Hell no. Fine. Fire me, said the hood, walking up the ramp. The jackal rolls out of the ring, runs towards the hood, grabs him from behind, runs back towards it, then throws him back inside. The hood stands up, then stares at the jackal. The jackal, smiling, then points. The hood turns around. Hellfire grabs the hood by his throat, lifts him, chokeslams him onto the mat, then covers him. The jackal slides into the ring. 1, 2, 3. Ring the bell, said the jackal. Bell dings. Here's your winner, Hellfire, said announce number 3. Hellfire goes through the middle ropes, then walks up the ramp. The hood, groaning, then slowly stands up. Hood, man, let me tell you, you fought hard against Hellfire. But I need to say this right now. The hood, you are fired, said James, walking away. The hood standing in the middle of the ring. The jackal appears in the ring holding a steel chair. The hood turns around, then gets hit with the steel chair. The jackal, smiling, laughs, then rolls out of the ring. The hood appears laying motionlessly in the middle of the ring. Well, I'm glad that happened, said announcer number 2. Well, now we move to our main event. The vacant lady's title is on the line, said announcer number 1. I can't wait to find out who becomes our forever ladies champion, said announcer number 2. You don't have to wait, because it's right now, said announcer number 1. Bell dings. This match is scheduled for one fall, and is for the vacant ladies championship. Introducing the competitors. Jasmine, Gemini, Gale, Aura, Divine, Succubus, Venus, the Cat, Electric and Tempest, said announce number 3. Bell dings. All 10 women are attacking each other. Here we go, said announcer number 1. Gale kicking the Cat. Divine hits Gale from behind. Gale punches Divine's stomach, then forearms her in her face. Divine goes into the ropes. Gale runs at Divine. Divine lifts Gale over the top rope. Gale lands onto the floor. Venus punches Divine. Electric kicking the Cat. The Cat sitting in the bottom corner. Electric grabs the Cat's head, stands her up in the corner, climbs onto the second rope, then starts punching her. Crowd counting. Electric stops, then raises her right arm. Jasmine hits Electric's back. Electric goes over the top rope, lands onto the ledge of the ring, then punches Jasmine. Aura runs, then spears Electric. Electric falls onto the floor. Succubus holding Gemini's head, then runs towards the ropes. Gemini reverses it, then throws Succubus over the top rope. Succubus lands onto the floor. Divine starts clotheslining the other competitors. Forearms Venus, then smiles. Gale slides into the ring, grabs Divine, then throws her over the top rope. Divine lands onto the floor, then looks at Gale. Gale rolls out of the ring, then climbs over the barricade. Tempest runs at Aura. Aura boots Tempest, then jumps onto the second rope. Tempest pushes Aura. Aura goes over the top rope, then lands onto the floor. Gemini lifts up Jasmine, then tries throwing her over the top rope. Jasmine, holding onto the top rope, starts squirming, lands onto her feet behind Gemini. Gemini turns around. Jasmine dropkicks Gemini. Gemini goes over the top rope, then lands onto the floor. All 4 women staring, then start attacking each other. Tempest kicking Jasmine in her stomach. Venus lifts the Cat onto the second rope. The Cat punches Venus, wraps her legs around her body, then pulls Venus over the top rope. Venus lands onto the floor. The Cat, laying on the ledge of the ring, smiles, stands up, then turns. Tempest runs, then rams into the Cat. The Cat falls off the ledge of the ring, then lands onto Venus. Tempest smiling. Jasmine throws Tempest over the top rope. Tempest lands onto the ledge of the ring. Jasmine raises her arms, turns around then runs at Tempest. Tempest's shoulder blocks Jasmine's stomach, climbs up the turnbuckle, jumps off of it then does a crossbody onto her. I'm the best. Me. I'm the champion, said Tempest picking up Jasmine. Jasmine does a jawbreaker. Tempest groans then leans against the ropes. Jasmine runs at Tempest. Tempest lifts Jasmine over the top rope. Jasmine lands onto the ledge. Tempest looks. Jasmine punches Tempest. Tempest holding her jaw. Jasmine jumps up then goes to springboard herself. Tempest kicks the top rope. Jasmine falls onto the mat. Tempest looking at Jasmine, grabs her then throws her over the top rope. Jasmine holds onto the top rope, dangles then pulls herself onto the ledge of the ring. Yes, said Jasmine standing up then turns. Tempest runs then hits Jasmine with a forearm. Jasmine falls off the ledge of the ring then lands onto the floor. Bell dings. Here's your winner and the new ladies champion. Tempest, said announcer number 3. Tempest grabs the title then starts cheering. Jasmine looking at Tempest then hits the floor. This is mine. This is mine, said Tempest climbing onto the second rope then raises the title. Well, what another great pay-per-view, said announcer number 1. Definitely. We now have our new and fourth ladies champion, said announcer number 2. That we do. I want to thank you all for watching. Be safe out there and good night, said announcer number 1. Bye-bye, said announcer number 2 waving. Tempest continues cheering. The crowd cheering. The end.